Welcome to the Story of Liberty. This is Jenna Featherstone. How many states refer to God in their constitutions? Well, America's founders did not intend for there to be a separation of God and state. A great example of this is shown by the fact that all 50 states acknowledge God in their state constitutions. In Alabama in 1901, the preamble states, "We, the people of the state of Alabama, invoking the favor and guidance of Almighty God, do ordain and establish the following constitution." In Alaska in 1956, the preamble says, "We, the people of Alaska, grateful to God and to those who founded our nation and pioneered this great land." Arizona in 1911 states in the preamble, "We, the people of the state of Arizona, grateful to Almighty God for our liberties, do ordain this Constitution." In Arkansas in 1874, it is stated in the preamble, "We, the people of the state of Arkansas, grateful to Almighty God for the privilege of choosing our own form of government." In California in 1879, the preamble states, "We, the people of the state of California, grateful to Almighty God for our freedom." Colorado in 1876 states in the preamble, "We, the people of Colorado, with profound reverence for the supreme ruler of the universe." Connecticut in 1818, their preamble states, "The people of Connecticut, acknowledging with gratitude the good providence of God and permitting them to enjoy." Delaware in 1879, in their preamble, "Through divine goodness, all men have by nature the rights of worshiping and serving their Creator according to the dictates of their conscience." Florida in 1885, in the preamble, "We, the people of the state of Florida, grateful to Almighty God for our constitutional liberty, establish this Constitution." Georgia in 1777, in their preamble, "We, the people of Georgia, relying upon protection and guidance of Almighty God, do ordain and establish this Constitution." Hawaii 1959, in the preamble, "We, the people of Hawaii, grateful for divine guidance, establish this Constitution." Idaho 1889, in the preamble, "We, the people of the state of Idaho, grateful to Almighty God for our freedom to secure our blessings." Illinois 1870, in the preamble, "We, the people of the state of Illinois, grateful to Almighty God for the civil, political, and religious liberty which He has so long permitted to us, and looking to Him for a blessing on our endeavors." Indiana 1851, in the preamble, "We, the people of the state of Indiana, grateful to Almighty God for the free exercise of the right to choose our form of government." Iowa 1857, preamble, "We, the people of the state of Iowa, grateful to the Supreme Being for the blessings hereto enjoyed, and feeling our dependence on Him for the continuation of these blessings, establish this Constitution." The state of Kansas 1859, in the preamble, "We, the people of Kansas, grateful to Almighty God for our civil and religious privileges, establish this Constitution." Kentucky in 1891, in the preamble, "We, the people of the Commonwealth, are grateful to Almighty God for the civil, political, and religious liberties." Louisiana in 1921, in the preamble, "We, the people of the state of Louisiana, grateful to Almighty God for the civil, political, and religious liberties we enjoy." Maine 1820, preamble, "We, the people of Maine, acknowledging with grateful hearts the goodness of the sovereign ruler of the universe, and affording us the opportunity and imploring His aid and direction." Maryland 1776, preamble, "We, the people of the state of Maryland, grateful to Almighty God for our civil and religious liberty." Massachusetts 1780, preamble, "We, the people of the state of Massachusetts, acknowledging with grateful hearts the goodness of the great legislator of the universe, in the course of His providence and an opportunity, and devoutly imploring His direction. Michigan, 1908, Preamble. We, the people of the state of Michigan, grateful to Almighty God for the blessings of freedom, establish this Constitution. Minnesota, 1857. In the Preamble. We, the people of the state of Minnesota, grateful to God for our civil and religious liberty and desiring to perpetrate its blessings. Mississippi in 1890, in the Preamble. We, the people of Mississippi, in convention assembled, grateful to Almighty God and invoking His blessing on our work. Missouri, 1845, Preamble. We, the people of Missouri, with profound reverence for the supreme ruler of the universe and grateful for His goodness, establish this Constitution. Montana, 1889, Preamble. We, the people of Montana, grateful to Almighty God for the blessings of liberty, establish this Constitution. Nebraska, 1875, Preamble. We, the people, grateful to Almighty God for our freedom, establish this Constitution. Nevada, 1864, Preamble. We, the people of the state of Nevada, grateful to Almighty God for our freedom, establish this Constitution. New Hampshire, 1792. Part 1, Article 1, Section 5. Every individual has a natural and unalienable right to worship God according to the dictates of his own conscience. New Jersey, Preamble, 1844. We, the people of the state of New Jersey, grateful to Almighty God for civil and religious liberty, which He has so long permitted us to enjoy, and looking to Him for the blessings on our endeavors. New Mexico, 1911, Preamble. We, the people of New Mexico, grateful to Almighty God for the blessings of liberty. New York, 1846, Preamble. We, the people of the state of New York, grateful to Almighty God for our freedom in order to secure its blessings. North Carolina, 1868, Preamble. We, the people of the state of North Carolina, grateful to Almighty God, the sovereign ruler of nations, for our civil, political, and religious liberties, acknowledging our dependence upon Him for the continuation of those. North Dakota, 1889, Preamble. We, the people of North Dakota, grateful to Almighty God for the blessings of civil and religious liberty do ordain. Ohio, 1852, Preamble. We, the people of the state of Ohio, grateful to Almighty God for our freedom to secure its blessings and promote our common. Oklahoma, 1907, Preamble. Invoking the guidance of Almighty God in order to secure and perpetrate the blessings of liberty, establish this. Oregon, 1859, Bill of Rights, Article 1, Section 2. All men shall be secure in the natural right to worship Almighty God according to the dictates of their conscience. Pennsylvania, 1776, Preamble. We, the people of the state of Pennsylvania, grateful to Almighty God for the blessings of civil and religious liberty, and humbly invoking His guidance. Rhode Island, 1842, Preamble. We, the people of the state of Rhode Island, grateful to Almighty God for the civil and religious liberty which He has so permitted us to enjoy, and looking to Him for a blessing. South Carolina, 1778, Preamble. We, the people of the state of South Carolina, grateful to God for our liberties, do ordain and establish this Constitution. South Dakota, 1889, Preamble. We, the people of South Dakota, grateful to Almighty God for our civil and religious liberties. Tennessee, 1796, Article 11.3. That all men have a natural and indefeasible right to worship Almighty God according to the dictates of their conscience. Texas, 1845, Preamble. We, the people of the Republic of Texas, acknowledging with gratitude the grace of God. Utah, 1896, Preamble. Grateful to Almighty God for life and liberty, we establish this Constitution. Vermont, 1777, Preamble. Whereas all government ought to enable the individuals who compose it to enjoy their natural rights and other blessings which the Author of existence has bestowed upon men. Virginia, 1776, Bill of Rights. Religion, or the duty which we owe our Creator, can be directed only by reason, and that it is the mutual duty of all to practice Christian forbearance, love, and charity towards each other. Washington, 1889, Preamble. We, the people of the state of Washington, grateful to the supreme ruler of the universe for our liberties, do ordain this Constitution. West Virginia, 1872, Preamble. Since through divine providence we enjoy the blessings of civil, political, and religious liberty, we, the people of West Virginia, reaffirm our faith in the constant reliance on God. Wisconsin, 1848, Preamble. We, the people of Wisconsin, grateful to Almighty God for our freedom and domestic tranquility. Wyoming, Preamble. We, the people of the state of Wyoming, grateful to God for our civil, political, and religious liberties, establish this Constitution. In 1774, Thomas Jefferson wrote a tract in which he laid out justifications for the Boston Tea Party and the American Revolution. Jefferson held the worldview that most people do not owe fees to the British Crown and that liberty was a God-given right. The following words are engraved on the wall of Jefferson's Memorial in Washington, D.C., and I believe this quote ties all the state constitutions together well. God, who gave us life, gave us liberty. Can the liberties of a nation be secure when we have removed a conviction that these liberties are a gift from God? Indeed, I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just, that his justice cannot sleep forever. Commerce between master and slave is despotism. Nothing is more certainly written in the book of fate than these people are to be free. Establish the law for educating the common people. This it is the business of the state to effect on the general plan. Let us remember what is written in Psalm 33:12. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Let us remember what made us great. Those people who are not governed by God will be ruled by tyrants.